this video, I will show you an introduction to command line interfaces, particularly command prompt in Windows. In its simplest form, command line interfaces are a method for computer users to issue text-based commands to a computer system. So most people are used to a graphical user interface in which you press a button to issue a command to the computer. So if you press start on your computer, the start menu will open. In a command line interface, you will type a command to your computer, for example, start, and that is then how you use the computer. In Windows, the command line interface is called command prompt. If you type it into the search function here, it will come up as command prompt. Double click on it, and that will open the command prompt window. I like to open it to a full-size window. It depends on what you're doing. And you will see that this is the Microsoft Windows version, and that I am the user called Aburn. I'm going to zoom in a bit so that my writing is larger and we can see better for the video. Alright, so this is our prompt. So it's always a good idea when you're starting with a command line interface to type in the help command, press enter, and you will see that this brings up all of the commands that are within this interface. So if you scroll through, you can see all the different commands, and it will also give you an explanation of what they do. So for example, you can see here that copy, the command copy, copies one or more files to another location. So you can scroll through all the different commands and understand what they do. If you are using an older version of command prompt and you cannot scroll, some older versions do not, then you can type in help space and then add pipe, which you get by clicking shift and the button below backspace, and then type in more. Press enter, and you will see all of the associated commands, and if you press enter, 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 you will then be able to see all of the commands and go through them that way without having to scroll through all of them. You will see now that I continued pressing enter, and that once the menu has finished, it will just bring up multiple of my prompts within the command prompt. So that's not a problem. You can just continue coding from there. For now, I would like to clear my window because there's quite a lot going on and it'll be difficult to see things when I use them. So in the Windows command prompt, type in CLS, which stands for clear screen, and click enter, and it'll show that the window is now empty and you can continue coding from there. So that is help for the entire command prompt. If you would like help for a specific tool, then you can use the /? command. So for example, we just had a look at the copy command, and if we put / after it and press enter, you will see that a menu showing what the tool does and all the different extensions you can add to it to have different functionality will be shown. If I zoom out just a little bit on my screen, you will then be able to see the menu in full. So this / is a great tool for understanding what a specific command does. So let's type in the help function and put in the, and if I scroll down a little bit, You will then be able to see that the help function provides information for Windows commands. And lastly, let's look at the dir command with / and question mark. And you can see that this displays a list of files and subdirectories inside my directory. So that's the ABurn directory, and again the menu showing all of the different modifiers and things you can do comes up. From there, type in CLS, and that'll again clear your window. You don't necessarily have to clear your window every time. And if you're working on a long line of command, you don't need to, but the CLS tool is really useful for now so that we can keep our screen clear and see exactly what we're doing. So next we're going to play around with the echo command. So if you type in echo, what it's going to do is print any text that comes after that command. So for now, I'm going to put in my name. So I've said echo Amy, and if I press enter, then you'll see underneath it just prints Amy. You can put any text there. So next what we're going to do is we're going to set a variable that is equal to a set of words or a description. So let's use the command set, and we're going to call it var1 for variable 1. Then we're going to say that it must equal to the words variable, then press enter, and now that variable has been set. And if you want to show the contents of that specific variable, the var1, then what you can then say is echo, and then put a $sign and say var1, a $sign, and that will then print what the variable is equal to, or the text it's equal to. So click enter, and you will see here that we now have the variable 1 content. So that's just understanding very basically how command prompt works, where to find it, and going through a couple of the commands that you can issue.